Hello, everyone. I'm Bob Schieffer. This is Washington Unplugged. Well, the White House is on the move. President Obama and the First Family met with Pope Benedict XVI in Vatican City, Italy, this morning. Now he's on the way to Ghana. We are talking with CBS News senior White House correspondent Bill Plante, who's on the scene at Vatican City for us this morning. Well, Bill, what did the President and the Pope talk about this morning?
Well, you know, we're told what they were likely to talk about, but we don't know exactly yet. We may get a readout later. After all, every president since Dwight Eisenhower has come here to visit with the Pope, not least because there are 67 million Catholics now in the United States. And by the way, a lot of those Catholics voted for this president. So all the usual protocols were observed. I mean, the president and the Pope are meeting as heads of state. The Pope is head of his own little city-state here. And they discussed, we were told that they would discuss a lot of issues that they have in common, the abolition of nuclear weapons, the end to poverty. But the Vatican positions, you know, don't fall into the usual left and right of American politics. The Pope, for example, is for stronger world government. And he just issued an encyclical, a sort of Vatican position paper, calling for much stronger regulation of the financial world. And at the same time, of course, the Pope is opposed to abortion and stem cell research, which Mr. Obama favors. But both the Vatican and the White House said that they were sure that they could discuss these issues, frankly, you know, as both political and moral issues. It was quite a scene that we watched on the television feed. The Pope received the president and then later posed for pictures with the president and First Lady. The staff was introduced. The Catholic members of the staff kissed the Pope's ring. He was with the Pope, I guess, for, I don't know, about 20, 30 minutes. That's a long time. The Pope is old and not in perfect health. So we're anxious to find out, if they tell us, exactly what was discussed.
All right. Well, one thing we know for sure, next stop is Africa, and he's going to Ghana. Why Ghana, Bill?
Well, Ghana because instead of, say, Kenya, where his father was born, or Nigeria, the biggest regional power there, Ghana because the White House is holding Ghana up as an emblem of democracy. They've had 5 peaceful transfers of power, which, as you know, is something pretty unusual on the African continent. So that's the point that the president wants to make, and he's going to give another of his major speeches, this about developing Africa, about democracy, and basically also saying to them it's up to them to help pull themselves out of this with help from the rest of the world.
And also, we can't leave you, Bill, without bringing up the photo at the G8 conference. People have said in recent years that sometimes these international conferences, the meeting of the G8, are really nothing more than a photo op. But there's one photo that people back here are really talking about today. It's President Sarkozy of France and President Obama, who happened to notice when a young lady sashays by. It's on the front page of a lot of newspapers here in the United States. What was that all about, Bill?
Well, Bob, I'll tell you something. You just said it, and you've been to these things yourself. You know they are dull as dishwater. Very little actually gets accomplished. They're a position taken, and they talk a lot. They don't do much. In fact, the idea of 8 countries sort of controlling the rest of the world is pretty outmoded, as even the president said today. So what we tend to notice are the human moments. And this was certainly a human moment. We don't know exactly what they were doing, but everybody can make up their own mind and have their own reaction just by looking at that picture.
Well, this is going to where you on office bulletin boards all over America. I think there'll be caption writing contests for this little picture that are going to go on for some time because, as you say, it was really a human moment. Bill Plante reporting for us from the Vatican today. This is Washington Unplugged.